Okay, so logical reasoning. In philosophy, reasoning is the process of thinking about something in a logical way in order to form a conclusion. So, logical reasoning or reasoning yung ginagamit natin para makabuo tayo ng conclusion, ng judgment kung ano ba ang isang bagay, ano ang dapat gawin sa isang bagay. So, it has been this method has been institutionalized by the Greek philosophers, lalong-lalo na si Aristotle. So, yung philosophy is about answering questions. So, kung ang philosophy is about answering questions, yung reasoning, yung method para masagutan yung mga questions. So, however, although it is necessary for any competent engagement with philosophy, yung reasoning, it is not the end all and be all of philosophy. All branches, lahat ng branches ng philosophy employ reasoning in explaining their arguments. So lahat ng branches, di ba, sa unang part nitong module na nalaman ninyo yung iba't ibang branches of philosophy. So lahat sila, they employ reasoning sa pag-explain ng kanilang mga arguments. Okay, for example, one branch of philosophy is ethics. So, that is the concept of right or wrong. In ethics, they base their arguments in human reason alone. Kabaliktaran ng theology. Or in contrast with theology, ang theology nakadepende siya sa Bible. Yung mga moral teachings ng theology, lahat nakabase sa Bible as their source. So reasoning, however, is the domain of one branch of philosophy, which is epistemology. So it is actually one course in college. So we won't be dealing much with this one here. Pero papasadahan lang natin siya. So there are two types of logical reasoning. Number one is the deductive reasoning, and number two is the inductive reasoning. So as you can see dito sa module, we have here an example of deductive reasoning. Yung unang premise is that all human beings are mortal. So lahat ng human beings are mortal. Ang second na premise is that ang presidente ng Pilipinas ay isang human being. So we can arrive at the conclusion that the president of the Philippines is mortal. So that is deductive reasoning from specific point premise to the next. We arrive with a certain knowledge or truth in a logical process. We arrive at the conclusion that the president of the Philippines is mortal. That is in contrast with inductive reasoning. So, in inductive reasoning, it begins, as you can see, it begins with a particular to a universal argument. Let us look at the example. Student A, student B, si student C, lahat sila may ID. So, ano yung conclusion na pwede nating makuha? Ibig sabihin, lahat ng estudyante ay merong ID. Diba? So, those are the two types of logical reasoning.